In the previous video, we talked about guilt and how guilt is actually a placeholder rather than an actual emotion, and what you can do to dismantle that and stop feeling guilty. And today we're going to talk about its counterpart, an emotion that is also not really an emotion, but more of a placeholder. And that is the feeling of shame. My name is Crystal Vogels, and this is the Ship Psychology channel. We've all been there. That moment where you wish the ground would just open up and swallow you whole because, oh, this is too embarrassing and you feel so very ashamed of yourself. Embarrassment is one stage, but shame is a step further. There's so many things in this world to be ashamed of. Basic things that are part of who we are. We're told to be ashamed of that. And that shame can be completely debilitating. So you hide these parts of yourself. You don't tell anyone. And if it comes out, if by some slip of the tongue you tell people something about yourself that you really wish they didn't know, that's when you just want to disappear from the world. Shame has to do with existential dread. Let's be very open about it. But the good news is that shame, while a very nasty feeling, is not an emotion in itself. Like guilt, shame is a placeholder. It is a feeling we get that signals us that there is something else that we're trying to avoid, something that we're trying to repress. And where with guilt it has to do with your actions, something you did do versus what you wish you had done, shame is all about who you are as a person. We get told that we need to be ashamed about desires we have, ambitions we have, for who we are attracted to, who we fall in love with, for how we feel in our body, for the roles we play in life and how we play those roles as a colleague, as an employee, the roles we play as a partner, as a family member, sister, brother, the parts we play as a parent. We play a lot of parts in life, and we have these expectations, some of them given to us during our upbringing, others spooned into us by society, about how you should fulfill those different roles. And you've created this expectation in your own head of this is how I should fulfill those roles. And then when there's a part of you that doesn't quite fit that narrative that got constructed, that's when you feel ashamed. You feel ashamed that you can't just be like everyone else. You feel ashamed that you don't like what everybody likes. Feel ashamed of things that you feel. Sometimes you can even be ashamed of feeling anything at all. Small personal disclosure, but I felt ashamed of my emotions for a very long time. I'm by nature very exuberant and very talkative, and I love to share things, and I'm quite present actually when I'm in a room with other people. And sure, I can listen and I'm there for other people, but when I'm enthusiastic, I'm there. My emotions are strong. And for the longest time I got told that no, you're supposed to be ladylike. I'm not even quite a lady. But they didn't see that. I got fed a narrative that this is how you have to behave. And so I felt ashamed for all the parts of me that didn't fit that narrative. And that is what shame is. Shame is not an emotion. Shame is a signal, a warning signal that you are actively ignoring, actively suppressing an inherent part of who you are. It's an invitation to explore what it is that you're so ashamed of. Because shame, like guilt, being a placeholder, it only exists as long as there is that discrepancy. And with shame, it's the discrepancy between who you are as a person, as a whole person, and the narrative you're trying to shoehorn yourself into. That clashes, because this is too big to, it doesn't fit here. But when you embrace them and say, okay, I don't quite fit that narrative, but you know what? I'm good enough as I am. What I do, the way I do it, the way I feel, that's me. And that is good enough. And that's a massive leap to make. I understand that. When you've felt ashamed your entire life, been there, done that, it's very difficult to come to a point where you can say, actually, you know what, that narrative I got fed, that narrative was wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. That image that was created, and I was told that you need to fit into that. That is wrong. And if I stretch it a little and give myself a little leeway, that is the point where you will see that actually you will fit in. The whole of you, all of what you are, does fit in. And at that point, there is no discrepancy anymore. It may not be a perfect fit, but you're okay with that. You can accept that. Because you don't need to be ashamed anymore. Actually, you can't feel ashamed anymore. Because shame is a placeholder. And the moment that placeholder is no longer necessary because that which you were suppressing has been addressed and is being addressed, the shame vanishes because it has no function anymore. It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. And that is, in a very small nutshell, how you deal with and get rid of shame. If you feel that you should be a person who can do this by themselves, and you feel that actually you're not the person who could, so you have the narrative that you should be able to do this alone, and you find at heart that you're a person who actually likes to have a little help with that, embrace that desire. Forget the narrative. If you'd like help with this, go find it. Go ask people to help you. Could be your friends, could be your partner. Find someone who can help you embrace who you are, who also embraces you, who you are. Because typically your loved ones, they already know all these little words that you're trying to hide. They know who you are. They've seen you. And they accept you as you are. If they don't, that's a red flag. Don't try to fit into their narrative. And if, for whatever reason, you can't find anyone in your vicinity, there's always the option of finding professional help. Counselors, therapists, that's what we're here for. To help you with this kind of problems, this kind of issues, so that you can live a complete and fulfilling life. That's it for today's video. If you'd like to receive more of these videos, if you want to know more about these psychotrivia things that I share, you know which buttons to click. Subscribe, click the bell button, and you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video, which is roughly once every week, sometimes a bit more. See you next time.